If you want to be coached by someone that podiumed at the first ever MX Bikes LAN event, then click the Discord link in the description below. Follow the steps on screen to book a one-on-one session with me now. Anyway, enjoy the video. Alright, what's good boys? Welcome back to a brand new video. Today, we are here, we're doing an updated settings video. We haven't done an updated settings video in probably 4-5 months, maybe even longer than that. I'm not actually 100% sure, but today we're going to do an updated one. I know a lot of you guys have been asking for it, and I still get questions these days saying, do you have a settings video? When's your settings video? When's your next settings video? So yeah, we're going to do that today. These are the settings that I've been using pretty much since I started outdoors. I changed them a little bit after Supercross, but yeah, these are going to be my 2025 outdoor settings and also my SMX settings. I don't really have any plan to change them again anytime soon. So yeah, we're just going to be going through them. I'm going to be popping them up on screen. They're not too different from my last settings video, but I've definitely changed a few things like gain, direct lean, a few little bits like that. But yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be popping them up on screen, and yeah, I'm just going to be talking you through them. I'm going to be talking about maybe what some things do, and yeah, what I've changed in that. But yeah, basically enjoy the video. They're going to be popping up on screen, so if you need to pause it at any point, then feel free to. But yeah, let's start going through all of my 2025 outdoor SMX things like that settings. Enjoy the video, boys. Righty, so the first one is obviously the main page, the lean page. This is all controller and all the main lean and steer and everything like that. So yeah, the first thing, I'm going to just put a disclaimer. Everything I'm saying is in PS4 terms. Everything's in controller, like PS4 controller terms. I think it says on the screen in Xbox terms because of the whole Steam input thing that I've got, but I'm on the PS4 controller, bang standard PS4 controller. I've got a little control freak, so I've got a raised like left stick, but that's it. That doesn't really change too much. It's a personal comfort thing coming from the COD days. I've always preferred a raised stick. So the main things, we've got lean in obviously on the left stick, throttle is on R2, and then we've got the brake on L2. The rear brake on its own, the single rear brake, is X for me. I just prefer that for brake taps and things like that. So only time you really need to ever use a single brake, everything else is combined. Then clutch is L1, forward and back lean obviously, right stick, forward and back is your forward and back. And then right and left, right lean, so same thing again, lean at left, leans your left, lean at right, leans your right. Direct lean is on 55%, which is lower than what I had it on for Supercross. Supercross I had it on like 80 or something like that. I've lowered that for outdoors. I prefer a lower one when it comes to motocross. Combined brakes 25% minimum, 110% maximum. Again, I've lowered that since Supercross as well. You don't need it super harsh brakes. You just want smoother brakes when it comes to outdoors. And then lean, I've got a dead zone of 5% just because it stops it being so twitchy. I feel like every controller has a bit of dead zone. So I just got that on 5%. Linearity, 150%. I've never really changed that. Smooth, I've got 10% on press and on release. That's sort of a newer thing. I've had that for probably only the last year or so. But I don't know. I like it. It does its job, I suppose. And then gain, 98.7. Again, I've also lowered that since Supercross as well. I basically make everything a bit like smoother when it comes to outdoors. I don't need it really twitchy and scrubby and harsh like you do in Supercross, so everything's been sort of lowered a little bit when it comes to outdoors. But yeah, that is the main page done. And then next up we have the throttle settings. So on the throttle settings we've got dead zone 0, linearity 100%, smoothing 20% press. I've got 0% release, just makes your throttle control a little bit smoother. And then the gain is 107.0. I think all this was sort of changed a very long time ago, but they are the throttle settings. And then next up we have our brake settings. So again, dead zone 0%, linearity 100%, smoothing off, 100% gain. I do believe all of that is stock brakes. Next, we have the rear brake settings. So the rear brake, we've got dead zone 0%, linearity 100%, smooth, we've got press 30% and release 10%, and then gain 110.2. So it's a little bit more of a sensitive rear brake. And then our next setting is the clutch settings, which have been changed because obviously I use the quick shift, the Steam quick shift. I do a video on that. If you do want to know how to put a quick shift on every bike, I do have a video on that. So yeah, my clutch settings are dead zone 0%, linearity is 200%, smoothing, press and release is 0, and then gain is 100%. So I believe all of that is stock other than the linearity. And then we have the forward and back lean. So this has been changed a little bit, but the rider forward and back lean, we've got dead zone of 5%, linearity on 100%, smooth press and release is 0, and then gain is 100%. So don't actually think that one's been changed. I did have it changed before, but I think I've put it back to default by the looks of it. Then we have the left-right lean on the right stick. We've got dead zone 5%, linearity 100%, smooth, press and release 0-0, and then gain 98.7%. So again, it's been changed a little bit, but nothing too crazy. It just makes it not so twitchy when you're leaning left or right, but not a massive difference. Obviously, default is 100. I've got on 98.7, so not a huge difference, but you know, it's a difference nonetheless. So yeah, that is all of the controls, all of the advanced settings and things like that out of the way. That's all of the main things, like the settings that everybody wants, really. So yeah, that is all of them out of the way. Now we're going to input 2. This is more of like Gearbox and sort of more buttons than anything. So the Gearbox, obviously preload off. I've got shift up on my left stick. Oh no, my right stick, sorry, and then shift down on my left stick. So the actual analog stick, to click it down to shift down on the left, and then click it down to shift up on the right. So yeah, not everybody likes that, not everybody wants that. I know a lot of people use it like triangle and square and circle and things like that. I know a lot of people use them from the Supercross or the MXGP controller days. Starter is okay, that starts the bike when the engine's off, but if you've got the automatic clutch on, it won't stall basically. But you can stall the bike, you can turn the engine off, and you can turn it back on again. Not everyone knows that, but you can. Push bike, obviously on the D-pad, the buttons on the far left of the controller, up and down, pushes the bike up and down again. Kind of self-explanatory. I feel like everybody kind of has it like that. There's not really a reason to not have it like that. And then my sit button is R1. And then my direct, that basically means that if you have it X'd like I do, I hold it to go around corners, I hold it to sit. If you don't have that, you know, crossed out, ticked out, then you toggle it. So if you click R1 once, you'll be sitting down until you click the button again. It's very different. A lot of people have it different. I know a lot of people use toggle. I know a lot of people that use hold. I know a lot of people that swap between them both. I've always had it of hold because I'd forget to click it again. And also, when it comes to a sand track, for example, or a track that's very bumpy, you want to be like sitting, standing, and I feel like you're just going to be sitting there spamming the heck out of the button if you've got it on toggle. So I've just always preferred hold. I've just always liked that. I've always preferred it like that. And then my reset button is square, so if I crash, you know, I'm sitting there clicking square. And then when I'm in testings, track marker is a sort of the share button on a PS4 controller. Change view is X, look back is triangle. Heading, obviously on the D-pad, turning left, turns your left, turning right, turns your right, and you can look around you. Tear off is the big button in the middle. That's my tear off, and then raise arm is circle, and all the other ones I don't have binded, basically. And then the final thing we've got is the simulation tab. So field of view is 115. I never really changed that. Tilt is 0%. Pitch is 40%. I never really changed my camera settings. Corner anticipation, I've got 10% lean heading. I've got my HUD on, so show HUD, that's sort of always on. And then third person settings, you guys can look at them. I never changed third person, so you guys can change it if you want to. And then riding aids, I've got lean help off, automatic shift off, shift help off, automatic clutch on, traction help off, brake help on, and then all the lean and stuff is off, and then rider dab is on, auto tire change. That is it. So yeah, they are my updated 2025 settings for the outdoor and future. But yeah, I know it's been a while since I've done a settings video, so hope you guys did enjoy. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you all in my next video. Peace.